Hello, and welcome back to GoldenPiDgeon Gaming. And this is the trajikast, the truth, the tragic truth. You know what? I don't even know what to call this. But right now, it's the trajikast podcast. I want to call this. The tragic truth. That may be a name to go with this. No telling. As of right now, it's just the trajikast podcast here on GoldenPiDgeon Gaming. The subject for today is going to be complaining. Do we complain too much? And I think we do. I really can't complain myself. I can't. There's not a lot of stuff going on, though. There's not a lot of stuff I can complain about. People complain about their coffee is too cold or too hot. There was a lady who sued because her coffee was too hot and she got burned by it. Coffee is boiled in a pot and then served to you. How long are they supposed to wait? 30 minutes to give it to you? She not only complained about it, she sued about it. Do we complain too much? Yeah, we do. I tried not to, because there are legitimate things to complain about. When it comes to my people, they really ground me. I know that I shouldn't complain. Why? They have actual stuff going on. They have stuff going on, and the stuff that happens to me is little. I have someone who lost his sister in the last couple of years. I still have both of mine. Hell, I have an extra one Dad gave me. What would he rather have? Cold coffee forever, or his sister? Not even a question. You know, I got a guy. When I started thinking about doing this, it was one guy that I knew who couldn't breathe. He has, breathing problem with his lungs. And then when I cut on the camera, I found out, from somebody else that I got two of my people who have breathing and lung problems. They have problems. Me, I don't have 1,000 subscribers. What do you think is more important? Do we complain too much? I think we do. Is the line taking too long? It's an inconvenience. Is it something to voice something over? When you actually go through stuff, the stuff that you complain about, I assume, gets little. I don't complain too much. I try not to. Because I actually know people who go through stuff. I got people who got medical conditions they can't, they can barely deal with. It shuts them down. But yet and still, I'm gonna complain about there's not enough meat on my cold cut sandwich from Subway. Really? What is important to us that we need to be complaining about? I mean, people complain about politics. Politics is something, inherently to you. And is it the fact that your politician didn't win? Hey, guess what? A lot of people didn't like your politician. That's what happens. People go up, want to be voted into position. Everybody else says, okay, I'll vote for the person that I want to get in. And the result is so-and-so got the most number of votes, or however the system is. But if you knew the system before you started, complain about it afterwards. We complain to be heard. We want to be able to know that when we say something, that something is being done about the thing that we complain, so we can have the ability to know that we're being heard. I mean, people got mad at, Chick-fil-A when they found out that they were supporting anti-LGBT legislation and supporting political candidates who were against LGBT plus. That was the thing that was going on. But did they write emails to the CEO? Did they march up to buy a plane ticket, go up to the main office of Chick-fil-A, say, you're wrong for that? No. What they ended up doing was complaining to the above minimum wage or above minimum wage person at the window, complaining to her, thinking that they did something. That's not the person who invested in anti-LGBT legislation. She just has a job. But you felt the need to complain to somebody, so you complained to her. You wanted that power. I guess that's what complaining gives us. We love to complain. We love to vent. And when we vent, we feel that we are heard. which I guess is essentially what we want at the end of heard. We want stuff to be done. To be heard and nothing done is bad. To be not heard and nothing done is exponentially worse. If you have a problem and nobody's listening, what need is it you ever to complain? But you want to, because just getting it out, the fact that you complain feels better. It does. I guess that leads to a lot of things. Maybe a little bit of racism and fascism. Because if you don't have a job and your life's not going too well, it's easy to blame the next person. There's another person out there that you can blame. You can complain about them. Hell, some people even complain to them. And back in the day, that made strange fruit in those trees. Did they have the right to complain? Yeah. How? Was wrong. But yet and still, whatever the prescribed way of complaining, to voice a complaint, doesn't feel good sometimes. Because there's no resolution. We don't know that it's okay. I guess that's why we get on the Twitter and the Facebook and go at all these companies and go ahead and complain. You know, like, oh, my plane ticket was too high. The peanuts was too cold on the plane. Let me get on Twitter, complain to Delta, Southwest, or whoever it may be. Feel a little bit better. Oh, and we feel damn good, especially when they tweet back, when they reply on Twitter. Like, we'll look into it, which is probably a good thing about Twitter. It gives us an extra way to complain. Before, you know, you had to go write a letter to your senator if you had to complain about the government or something going wrong in your neighborhood. Don't have to do that anymore. I have glasses. I don't complain about them. Not really looking forward to contacts or anything like that. But they're okay. I've been, picked on. Unless you have a good friend base, you don't get picked on for your glasses. But I feel that most of the time that you do. Different. Because, quote unquote, everybody has perfect vision. They call you Four Eyes. They complain that, why are you different? I don't like it. So I'm going to complain to you about you being different. But there's nothing you can do. You can hide your glasses at home, but your dumb ass can't see. So we have to be careful about what we complain about. Do we complain too much? I know when it comes to politics, people love to complain. Yet most of the time, do we really want to get involved? We want to complain, but not get involved, because once we get involved, can we really complain? I'm trying to remember what George Carlin said about it, about voting. That people came up to him and said, oh, if you don't vote, you can't complain.
So I have solved this little political dilemma for myself in a very simple way. On election day, I stay home. Only I don't vote because I believe if you vote, you have no right to complain. People like to twist that around, I know. They say, well, if you don't vote, you have no right to complain. But where's the logic in that? If you vote and you elect dishonest, incompetent people, and they get into office and screw everything up, well, you are responsible for what they have done. You caused the problem. You voted them in. You have no right to complain. I, on the other hand, who did not vote, who in fact did not even leave the house on election day, am in no way responsible for what these people have done and have every right to complain as loud as I want about the mess you created that I had nothing to do with.
Do we complain too much? We probably do. I'm lucky. I'm a older gentleman. Don't have prostate cancer yet. I'm lucky in that. It's a crazy world out there, man. It's surprising what people complain about. But why are we complaining? Only to be heard. But who's listening?